So or you can go 3, 3, and 4. 11 men on the side, counting the goaltender. Field 110 yards long, 70 yards wide. We're set to go in Los Angeles. You get a look at the Aztec reserves going on down the bench. We're set to play soccer. This is probably a preview of the title game of the North American Soccer League, and on the ON television network, we're glad you can be here along with a record crowd live at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Steve David is saying, Pelé, you ready? And Pelé says, sure, Steve, anytime. If you think they're going to kick it to Pelé, you better take another guess. They start at midfield, but they kick it to someone on their own team. Back, usually. The referee says, Elton, are you ready? He says, I'm ready. Sergio Mendes, you ready? I'm ready. We're ready up here, so here we go. Okay, they kick off to themselves. Okay, Charlie Cook has got it. Okay. The Aztecs playing very cautiously right now, keeping it on their own 35. Now they boot it upfield. Looking for Charlie Cook. They miss Charlie, and it comes the other way. The Cosmos are wearing green trimmed in white. The Aztecs wearing white trimmed in orange. The ball still at midfield, still feeling each other out. Side kick to the middle, knocked down by the Aztecs. Remember, if you make contact with your foot first, you can go right into another player, and that's called tackling. Number 11 is George Best. The ball is now bounced out of bounds. Cosmos last touched it. There's the throw-in. We'll explain that to you in just a second in case you've never seen this great game of soccer. Down to 35, Ron Davies heads it, and this is he was trying out that groin to see if it was okay. Davies headed the ball. It looked okay. It went over the end line. So a free kick, a goal kick for the Cosmos. The goaltender, kind of funny in this sport, he could wear a Russian military uniform if he wanted. He could dress as the Jack-in-the-Box clown, wherever he wants to do. All the rules say is you may not dress like the other players. Ball is still at midfield. The Aztecs bring it around. That's Mancini. He spins around, passes it off to his right now. Upfield again. Now they'll try and get it to Pelé. He's wearing number 10. Here come the Cosmos trying to get something generated. They're very much an offensive club, and when Mifflin has a lookout, number 15, he is the guy that sets up Pelé. He still has it. Now they clear it back. Up now to Tony Field playing up front. Very cautious so far, like ping pong between the 35-yard lines right now. Okay, Cook to Best. Back to Cook, looking for Davies. Header, he misses it forward. Davies plays his best game in the air, both feet off the ground. Very, very good. The leading scorer in all of British soccer, active still in the game. Very talented with the portion above the neck, and not just to think with either. He can really head that ball in different directions. Watch him control it with the instep now, not the toe. That's what you and I think. They use their toe, right? Instep. Watch the control. Coming down the near sideline. Now it's intercepted by the Aztecs. Bring it back. That was McAlinden. Down to Sibbald. John McGrain. Sibbald again, and he boots it way up the field. Comes down. Headed by Davies. Over into clear. Nice move. He's looking for Bobby McAlinden. But tackled away by the New York Cosmos. The two best in soccer. You're seeing them on one field along with a big crowd. The biggest crowd ever to see soccer in Los Angeles. We don't know how big as yet. We'll let you know. Still, nobody's even had a shot on the net as yet. Now they're clearing it back. That's George Best, who's a forward, but he's pretty far back right now. He's trying to send it up. Steve David hasn't touched the ball yet. David holds the league record. He scored a goal in 9 consecutive games. This would be number 10. He hasn't seen the soccer ball yet. Uh-oh, look out. Ramon's got it. That's Mifflin. The man, of course, the Aztecs are covering like he's got the keys to the gas pump is Pelé. Once he gets the ball, you'll see him collapse around him. There's George Best dropping back. That's Pelé. Watch the magic footwork. He gets rid of it to go to the clear. Coming back toward him again, Mifflin. Mifflin looking for Pelé, misses him, intercepted by the Aztecs defense. It looked like an exciting play. It was not. They had it covered all the way. Still at midfield. Nobody's really penetrated yet into the penalty area. That's that big box in front of the goal. Okay, that's George Best doing a little of that magic footwork. Cook goes around him on the left. Now they get it to Cook. Cook over in the corner. He centers it, looking towards somebody in the penalty area. David is running around. There's George Best, controls it. Nice little pass to David. And too many Aztecs in one spot, and it's knocked away by the Cosmos. They bring the ball down to midfield. Let's see if they attack or wait. They've got 2 on 5. They're attacking. Quinala there, number 9, is a great big guy and a very good scorer. Giorgio Quinala, number 9. He's from Italy. This is a cosmopolitan team, the Cosmos. Steve David from Trinidad goes around 1, not around 2. Cosmos again at midfield. There's Pelé. Look at the people around him, and look at 36 years old. Look at him go. You'll really see him go if he gets within about 20 yards of the goal. Franz Beckenbauer is not playing. Beckenbauer has a bad groin pull. Terrible news if you're one of the New York Cosmos. Steve Hunt, number 11, gets it back to Mike Dillon. Nice tackle there. The ball has to be entirely out of bounds now before it's out of bounds. That's Rildo, number 23. Off to the side, handled easily by Bob Rigby. Rigby clears it to the side, and we start up the field again. That's George Best, number 11. Best is almost playing a defender's position today. Rildo is the man's only name. Pelé is the man's only name. If you're an athlete in Brazil and you play soccer, you adopt one name. Pelé's real name is Edson Arantes de Nascimento. So he says, call me Pelé. So they do. In Brazil, that's just the tradition. The athletes take one name. So we have Rildo and we have Pelé playing from Santos' team in Brazil. World famous team. Both these players making awfully good money. In fact, Pelé, $4.7 million for 72 soccer games. Can you believe that? A 24-game regular season, 3 years. He's making $4.7 million. $65,000 a game if you got a slide ruler, plus change. Okay, the ball being chased down now by George Best. I have never seen George Best go all over the field like he has today. It's cleared back to Rigby. In front of the net, he drops it. He's being checked there. Out of trouble. Up to midfield again. It is headed by Davies back to somebody in his own team. There was contact above the shoulder while Davies was in the air. So the Aztecs get a free kick. And the Cosmos must stay 10 yards away when they take the kick. They're way too far out. 50 yards out. He's not going to kick it on the goal. See what happens. He does send it forward. McAlinden breaking forward. Davies has it, number 9. Davies looking for McAlinden. He gets it to McAlinden. McAlinden looks for Cook. Now looks over to David. Takes a shot. The black glove goaltender, Shep Messing, picks it out of the air. Okay, here we go again. Up the field. The New York Cosmos, nobody a serious attack yet. There's 38 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first half. The crowd oohing and awing, and they're a little bit misled. Nobody's had the threat. 2 45-minute running time halves in the great game of soccer is played in the North American Soccer League. Pelé's got it. An in-swinger toward the net. Headed in. Goal. Back kick. No. Save. Nice play that time. And I'm telling you, Terry Mancini saved the bacon by staying back in the net. Pelé has that banana kick, or the in-swinger, whatever you call it, down perfect. He can curve the ball. The Brazilians specialize in that. The Aztecs just launch it up the field to get it out of trouble. So the first serious threat mounted by the New York Cosmos, playing without the great Franz Beckenbauer. They're still looking mighty fine. They're controlling the ball, and the Aztecs part of the field most of the time. Aztecs go for the break. They don't get it from Charlie Cook. The Cosmos have the ball. Back up the field again. Continually moving. Terry Garbutt wears number 8. Coming in. There's Pelé. Is he going to score? No. A dive, and lucky for the Los Angeles Aztecs that ball was deflected at the last minute, because Pelé from there can put him in the net all day long. Remember, it's 8 feet high and 8 yards wide, and Pelé got his eyeballs calibrated. He scored so many goals. 1,271 in his professional career. He is 36 years old. He has enjoyed a rejuvenation in the last month since Beckenbauer came to the Cosmos. He's had 2 hat tricks and played the best soccer he's played in the last couple of years. Cosmos control it again, and they're going to boot it out of bounds. See, when the ball goes all the way over the line, okay, now it will be thrown in. The player throwing the ball in, as the Aztecs did, must plant both feet on the ground, must have both hands over the head and throw it in. Steve David, number 7, also a very dangerous scorer. He has scored goals in 9 consecutive games. No one in the North American Soccer League has ever done that before. Not Pelé, not anybody else. Mancini, nice tackle. Coming up the field, not really being marked by anybody, so he's moving around looking for somebody in the open spot. He thought he was grabbed. He appeals to the referee. The referee says no. Charlie Cook, Bonnie Prince Charlie, gets it up to Ron Davies in the middle. Davies a big man, but he's knocked down right there, and there's going to be a free kick. Okay, here is a chance to score if they choose to take it. The Aztecs will get to take a free kick from here. Now the Cosmos will try, see what can happen. Here comes the kick. It comes off the human wall in front there by George Best. He tried to put it through him and did not. Ball is bounced out of bounds. Throw in now goes the Cosmos. The Aztecs last hit it out. If you are fouled, the other team, you get a free kick. The other team must stay 10 yards away. However, if the foul occurs in that box in front of the net, then you get a penalty kick, and we'll probably see one of those before the afternoon's over. Let's see. Nice tackle by Terry Mancini. Did you see that? With his feet, he got to the ball before he got to the player, so it was legal. Okay, coming down. Now the Aztecs simply kick it out of trouble. They say, okay, let's just keep it out of the box. That's the general rule when you're playing defense, is keep the ball wide and keep it out of the box. Bring it over to Beal now. He brings it up the field. He launches it forward. They're looking for Ron Davies. Davies is being well marked today. There's a miss on a header. George Best passes to himself. Here goes George Best. He overruns the ball. Now a nice pass to Cook. Now that's Bobby McAlinden, number 8. Here comes McAlinden. Off to the side, there's Charlie Cook. He can make the play from there. Cook is home free. The referee looks like he's marking him. He's not. He's just watching. Okay, now to Best in the middle. Aztecs are dangerous. Best stutter, shoot, wide. That's a shot on the goal, but Chet Messing didn't have to get in front of it, as Best saw there was nobody going in, so he just took the shot. Best is better with the right foot than he is with the left, and he took that shot off the right foot. Okay, the ball now will be brought into play by the New York Cosmos. Green, trimmed in white. They and the Aztecs tied for the very best record in all of the North American Soccer League. Nice trap there, nice trap. So he used his body to kill the flight of the ball, then put it down on his feet. You can trap it with your chest, you can trap it with your leg, you can trap it with your head if you've got the required coordination. Steve Hunt passes the ball back to the middle to Terry Garbett, and they are midfielders. Keep in mind, the Cosmos this afternoon have 4 forwards, then back to 2 midfielders and 4 defensemen, a 4-2-4. The Aztecs are going 3-3-4. A little difference in strategy. Bob Rigby over to pick it up. He is the only one that can handle the ball with his hands, and only in the penalty box. Coming way out now to the right side. The Aztecs, it is a scoreless game, 34 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the first of 2 halves that are 45 minutes in length. The ball headed now by the Cosmos up to Mifflin. He gets it started upfield. Play is broken up by the Aztecs. Mifflin has got it again. He centers it up forward to Quinala. Quinala from Italy gets it over to the right side. Pelé wears number 10. He's in the penalty box area. Look out. The kick goes in. Rigby watches it go wide. Pelé will generally just float somewhere in the penalty box. He makes his move going for the ball. He is very good in the air. That is, with both feet off the ground, he can control the ball with his head awfully well. Number 10 now for the Aztecs. Coming up the field. Okay, here come the Aztecs. Coming up the right side, looking for Steve Davies. He is really being marked very well. He's also being hurt by the pulled groin. Ball is tackled, out of bounds. And that was George Best, the linesman there, raising the flag to indicate the ball had gone out of bounds, but knocked out by the Cosmos. Best throws it in to Charlie Cook. Coming to Charlie Cook, down. It's out again. The crowd is silent because their team hasn't mounted a real good scoring threat as yet. Okay, Best is going to throw the ball in. Where's he going to go? He looks toward the net. Looks to Bobby McAlinden now, throws over everybody to Ron Davies. Davies protects the ball very, very well from the Cosmos to maintain possession, as Garbett was right on him. Davies played it very well. McAlinden takes a swipe at it. Into Davies. He heads it. Steve David had it. No. Knocked out by the goaltender. Brilliant play. Davies in there, number 7, was going to head the ball off the head pass from Davies to head it in the net. Is that legal? You better believe it's legal. Now we got a corner kick, the first. Okay, George Best. Now watch the banana-shaped kick. Will he kick it out? Yes, he does. Out to Davies, trying to bounce it in close. He did not get it. That was an outswinger. Best put a curve on it, headed out, not in. The Cosmos break down the field. They've got a 2-on-3. There it goes to Quinala. He doesn't quite get to it as the ball is knocked away from him by Phil Beal. Beal over on the near side of McGrain. McGrain sends it in the middle to George Best. He wears number 11. There he is right there. That wasn't George Best. That was Bobby McAlinden with the longish type George Best hair, number 8. That's George Best. Look at that footwork. Look at that. He's saying, I'll show it to you. You take it away. Best continues to draw people. Now he drops it back. Okay, now there is Steve David. David starts to go. Now he stops. He kicks it in, looking for a header from Davies. Davies heads it, but doesn't get it toward the net. Headed out of trouble now by the Cosmos to Pelé. Look at it. Okay, Pelé, a beautiful pass. Quinala coming in. Quinala coming in. Now on the right side, number 15, that was Mifflin. There's Quinala, I believe, way over there on the right side. He takes the kick. It is wide, and nobody there to head it. Pele hits the deck right in front of the net, looks at the referee, and the referee says, if somebody knocked you down, I didn't see who it was. Back up to midfield now. The Los Angeles Aztecs with their part owner, Elton John, sitting on the bench and watching. Steve David has the ball tackled away from him as he was looking for somebody else on his own team, and while he was looking, Steve Hunt took the ball. Now the Cosmos coming up the field. Pelé wears number 10, Mifflin number 15, Quinalha wears number 9. They're the three guys who are going to put the ball in the net if it's done by the New York Cosmos. They lob it forward, and it's grabbed out of the air by Bob Rigby. Quinalha is right there looking for it. Now the Aztecs, who have controlled the ball really most of the first 15 minutes of this game, have it again, and Ron Davies, there's shoulder-to-shoulder contact there, and that is legal. You can hit the man with your shoulder. And marking him there was Mike Dillon. Mark Dillon wears number 20. He's doing a very good job on Davies. Mike Dillon is 5'11", 175. Ron Davies, 6 foot, 185. Into the goaltender, Shep Messing. Two goaltenders who learned to play their hockey here in the United States, both Americans, Shep Messing and Bob Rigby. Messing wearing the blue for the Cosmos. Bob Rigby wearing bright red, or perhaps orange. I think it's red, though, for the Los Angeles Aztecs. Remember, the goalie can go wherever he wants. The great Pelé, legendary. Look at the footwork. Off to his left. Back to Pelé. The old give and go, as Jerry West would call it, but it's knocked down by the Aztecs as Pelé wanted to go to Garbett. The Aztecs picked it off. Now just side to side in the Aztecs' own end. They're just trying to hit the open man. McGrain, number 18 with the beard, young defender. He's only been playing a couple of times regular. There's Steve David. There's the man you want to get the ball going the other way. The Aztecs are really being cautious. The New York Cosmos are both being cautious, and that's what you'd expect when everybody else says it's going to be a wide open offensive game, right? Everybody expects a 10-10 game. Both teams are being extremely cautious. The Cosmos aren't even really marking the Aztecs until they get close. There's one just kicked out of the way. Neither team much interested in the offense yet. They're just keeping it out of the box and say if we can keep it out of there, they'll have a poor, low percentage shot. And there it is, just kicked up to midfield again. There's Garber. Pelé's number 10. They're looking for him. Pelé's got to look at the move. Whoop, not quite. Mancini's been in this game 17 years. Pelé's been in 26, but the 17 was enough. An attempted tackle by the Cosmo, a dive. I'll give him a 9.2 on that one. The referee doesn't agree that dive was that good. No penalty is called. The Aztecs coming back up the field. 28 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the running time of the 45-minute first of two halves. Scoreless tie at the Coliseum. You're watching live on the On Television Network. Here goes Bonnie Prince Charlie. He fired! Whoa! Just over that 8-foot crossbar. Oh, Charlie Cook. He lost a good one. Watch this. Watch the shot. Boom, and up on the run over the goaltender. He goes up, and he just barely deflects it. Thank goodness for slow motion. I didn't even see him touch it. In regular speed, slow motion, you saw him get a hand on it. Beautiful save by Messing the in-swinger, and it's headed out of play by the defending Cosmos. Well, the ruling now, apparently, that one of the Cosmos must have touched it. Be a free goal kick for the Cosmos, and the goaltender says, you take it. Apparently the goaltender would prefer someone else to kick it. Goes up the field to Terry Garbett. Garbett to his right, dropping it back to his left. He's got it to Werner Roth. The Roth in midfield. They're just moving around. They're trying to break Pele, and Pele, of course, is being checked like he's got everybody's paycheck in his pocket. They're really watching him, and why not? Franz Beckenbauer not playing today. Okay, here comes a rush up the field by Mike Dillon. Nobody's picking him up. Nobody's marking him. He says, I'll keep going. He moves it off to the right. Play coming back to the middle. Centering pass goes to Terry Garbett. Garbett says, I'll kick it. Ooh. Bob Rigby says that one's going wide, and I'll let it go wide. That is a shot on goal, however. It's not like hockey where the goaltender has to make a save before it's considered a shot on goal. You just kick it in the direction of the net, and it's a shot on goal here in soccer. And at halftime, we'll tell you how many shots there were on the goal for each team. A scoreless tie. Nobody expected this late in the game. 26-32 to play in the first period. Live from the Los Angeles Coliseum. Ron Davies, again, is cranked from behind. He's not too pleased about it, but nothing is called. Steve Hunt from England bounces it over to Rildo. Rildo gets it to his countryman Pele, or Pelé, as it's more properly pronounced. 26-12 left to go in the first half. Now they're working it around, and there's a lot of standing around, and that's why you're not seeing many big plays down here. There's a lot of spectators out here on both teams. Pelé's got it. Look out. He just dumps it into the middle. The shot to Mifflin. No, he doesn't take it. He centers it back. And Mifflin had that to do all over again. He'd have taken a shot. Offside was the call by the referee when the pass was launched to Mifflin. There was a player between Mifflin and the Aztecs goal. This Monday, on the 4th of July, the Aztecs will be hosting last year's champions, the Toronto Metros, 2 o'clock right here at the Coliseum. It's Jacket Day. That means the first 2,000 youngsters, 17 and under, receive a free warm-up jacket from the Chevrolet dealers. So you can't beat that with a switch. Free jacket here Tuesday. Make that Monday, the 4th of July, Jacket Day here. Great way to spend the 4th of July with the Aztecs. Okay, here's Charlie Cook. He is in dangerous territory. Anytime he's got the ball inside the 50, he's dangerous, but he chooses to pass it back out. Long kick. They're going to launch in for a header by Davies. No, it's gotten to the goaltender first, and he is decked. He is decked. And Ron Davies knocks him down, and Davies says, "I'm sorry," and Chet Messing says, "You don't mean it." Davies says, "No, I probably didn't, but it was a good belt." Watch this. Here it comes again. Goaltender gets it. There cannot be air-to-air contact with the goaltender. So a free kick was taken by the New York Cosmos. Now it's back again, that time headed to his own goaltender by Terry Mancini. That's how he's worn off that hair, making plays like that. Dan Avey bringing you the action on the On Television Network with 24 minutes, 35 seconds left to play, and a scoreless tie. The two best in soccer going at it, friends and neighbors. Ron Davies playing hurt, but playing. Very bad groin pull, and a referee says, "Now I think you meant that too." And Davies says, "Look, you missed the last call. You better stand clear of the ball." Okay, here come the Cosmos coming down the field. A missed tackle by the Aztecs. Mifflin has got it. He's centering it. But Tony Field can't control the ball. Referee's in the way again. He gets out of the way this time. Do you really think Ron Davies intentionally hit the referee with the ball? Look out, there's Steve David. He's got it in the box. David controls. He's tackled legally and beautifully by the defender. And that time it was Werner Roth getting back. And what a beautiful tackle that was on Davies. Werner Roth, a young man who was this team's most valuable player. And then they signed a guy named Pelé. He hasn't been the MVP since. Not complaining, though. Pelé's putting a lot of money in everybody's pocket, especially his. Here come the Cosmos again across the 35-yard line. Pelé's got it. He puts it right in. Watch this shot. The ball. Steve Hunt thought he had a shot. Mancini didn't think he did. Slid right into the ball. Scoreless tie with 23 minutes, 23-26 left to go in the first half. There are two 45-minute running time halves in the North American Soccer League. This field is 70 yards wide. Okay, now here comes the in-swinger, headed high. Okay, the corner kick came in. It was another banana kick coming in toward the goal. Up in the air, the Cosmos went in, tried to head the ball in, but they headed it high. George Best wears number 11 on a hot afternoon at the Los Angeles Coliseum. You and I are live watching Best. He moves the ball up the field on the left-hand side. Charlie Cook is out there all by his lonesome, but he can't control the ball, so it'll be a throw-in. Watch the form now. Both feet on the ground, both hands over the head, thrown directly over the head. Nice and legal. The Cosmos again trying to keep the ball away from Steve Hunt. They do. The Trinidadian is blazing fast and the leading scorer in this league. He's a good man to keep the ball from. Pelé has recovered that magic in the last 6 weeks. He is dangerous now. Okay, there's Rildo. Shot is way wide. It'll still count as a shot on goal. See, if you live in Brazil, you don't have much to memorize. You don't have to worry about names like George Best. He's either Rildo or he's Pelé or he's one other name that he picks. It is not his own name. It's the one he uses in professional sports. A huge crowd on hand at the Coliseum, and they're waiting for something to happen here. Both teams being very, very cautious, and the reason is they are keeping their midfielders back. Both teams back fairly far. In fact, George Best is starting practically at his own goal line on every play. Many times he would be up around the 50 of the other team's 35, but Terry Fisher is playing close to the vest, as is Gordon Bradley. Comes in toward and the goaltender does exactly what he should. He makes the easy play. Anytime the goaltender can pull the ball out of the air, do so. Remember, if you're the goaltender, you can use your hands. No one else in the field can, except the goalie at the other end. And of course, he's 110 yards away on this field. The field 110, it could be anywhere from 100 to 150 yards long. Here in Los Angeles, it's 110. It can be anywhere from 50 to 100 yards wide. Here in Los Angeles, it's 70 yards wide. What's the dimensions of the field in New York? Same as here, 110 by 70. Here come the Cosmos down again from midfield. Is Mifflin going to take the shot? He's going in, he's going in, he's going in. Looking for Pelé. Pelé gives it back. What footwork? Chased down now by the Aztecs. And nice play, I think, by Phil Beal. I think he bounced it off Mifflin out of bounds. He did. Looked like Cassie Russell on that one. Okay, the ball will be thrown in by the Aztecs. The players will run between 7 and 11 miles in this game. You don't think you got to be in shape? They're playing with shoes that have 22 little cleats on the bottom that they use in turf like this. This is natural turf at the Los Angeles Coliseum, as Chuck Knox will tell you. And, of course, the Rams coming up on the 26th of August. There's Steve David. He's in the box, but he's well marked. He keeps control, well marked. He says, I still got it. And now all the Cosmos say, nope, our ball. Linesman says, I agree. David, you touched it last. Throw in by the Cosmos. 10 men on each side, plus the goaltender. David misses a tackle. Being taken upfield by the Cosmos now, Terry Garbutt. Garbutt looking for Pelé. Over on the right side to Mifflin. Ramon Mifflin coming down. Pass way wide and out of bounds. Bad play by Mifflin. Or perhaps a slow player in his right, one or the other. Anyway, the ball went out of bounds. It's almost inexcusable to miss a pass like that when you're not being marked by anyone. If you're coming in toward the middle, okay, it's excusable then. This game has been underwhelming so far. 19 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the first half of a 45-minute first half. The Aztecs bring it down the field again. You get the feeling that if one goal is scored, this game is going to open up in a hurry. But right now, playing it very tight to the vest. If you're wondering what the dirt is down there at the side of the track, if you're a motocross fan, you know. Next weekend, there's going to be a motocross here at the Coliseum. George Best looks long, fakes, and goes short to Charlie Cook, his countryman. Comes back to Cook on a give and go. Cook's got it, fires, and just to the right of the goalpost. I think Charlie Cook just decided at the last minute just to dump that one. It looked like he wanted to center it and then thought, I'll just be giving it to the Cosmos and they can take it the other way down the field and I'm out of position, so he just kicked it right. The Cosmos goaltender does not take his own goal kicks. In this case, he gives it to Roth again, who is apparently a good punter. Okay, there's Ramon Mifflin. Stocky sends it in the middle to Garber. Garber loses it. Back to the right-hand side again. The Cosmos look to penetrate. There's Pele with his head, and Pele is, whoop, look out. Let that ball loose. Pele says, "Attaway, way to go, Bob." Talking to Bob Rigby. Pele is probably better trapping the ball with his head and getting it down to his feet than anybody who has ever played this game. One of his great skills. He is so good in the air. Watch this again now. Coming up on a replay. Okay, they're going to come back in. Well, we won't take it quite that far. We're back live now at the Coliseum. I was going to show you the play by Pele off his head to his foot, but we didn't quite get that far on the tape. We are sharing this broadcast, by the way, the picture, with the New York Cosmos. And so we apologize that I can't tell the director to call a shot, and he's got to follow my orders. Wish he could. There's Mifflin, number 15. He's coming in now. Crossing pass is knocked down by Mancini. Terry Mancini is not a guy you're going to hear an awful lot about. He wears number 14. Doesn't have a whole lot of hair on the top of the head, but he got a lot of brains inside. He may not be as fast as everybody else, but he seems to be around the ball all the time. The ball seems to follow him like he's got a magnet. One of the really excellent defenders, and of course was 17 years as a pro. Ever since he was 17 years old, here comes a chance to score. Try a scissor kick. And the scissor kick does not count by Quinaglia. Quinaglia is from Italy. He says, hey, that works in Italy. And now he's talking to Mancini, who is from England. Mancini speaks English. Quinaglia speaks Italian. So they're gesturing, and I hesitate to say what they're gesturing. Okay, there's Charlie Cook coming down. There's the 35, across the 35. There's Steve David in the box, and he's knocked down. Okay, is that a penalty kick? Okay, penalty kick is called. Oh, physically touching the referee. We're going to have some people. Oh, now Pelé comes in. He grabs the referee. Fellas, that's a no-no. Watch this. See David take the tumble. He's tripped. He's hurt. And now the players are saying, hey, David took a dive. Timeout is being called for the injury by the referee. So we'll see if Steve David, the leading scorer in the North American Soccer League, is okay. What's going to happen is there's going to be a penalty kick. Now this could break the game wide open. The penalty spot is 12 yards out from the goal, and it is dead center. The goaltender cannot move until the ball is kicked. We'll see who's going to take it. Phil Beal will take it. He has never missed a penalty kick in his entire professional career. We saw him make one here last month on the on-television Los Angeles Aztec game. What happened again? Steve David taking a pass, was knocked down when a tackle was attempted by the New York Cosmos. That is a penalty, and since it occurred inside the penalty area, a penalty kick will be taken by the Cosmos. Anyone can take it, but Phil Beal is going to take it. Beal is a 14-year veteran, 5'10", 160, 32 years old. Everyone must stay 10 yards away, and that is the reason for the half circle out there on the field. That's 10 yards back from the dot upon which the ball is centered. Now, the goaltender, this is one of those great moments in life. There's almost absolutely nothing he can do. That, remember, 8 yards wide, 8 feet high, and he can't move till the ball is kicked, and he must stay right on the goal line. He knows the rules. He's still going to ask the referee, John Davies, who is not real popular with the Cosmos. Let's watch Beal now on the goal kick. He hasn't missed one in 14 years since he's been a pro. Will he miss now? Will he put it in? He will approach from the left. The question is, will he bring it back? Here he goes. The kick, and it's in. That is the same move that he used last month. He looked like he was going to kick it right. He pulled it back to his left, and the Cosmos lead 1-0. Penalty kick by Beal. And let's watch the play again. See, the goaltender thought it was going to his left. When he realized it was going to his right, nothing he could do. Don't fault the goaltender. They got about 1 chance in 10 to stop one of those, and that's when they guess right. So Phil Beal, 3 for 3 on penalty kicks this year. Guess why he took that one? Beal makes it 1-0 Cosmos. We get the time for you in a second. 1-0 for the Aztecs. So what am I saying? Okay, the Aztecs capitalize on the penalty kick. They lead 1-0 by Beal. Now, an Aztec is dumped and hurt on the other side of the field. The Aztecs lead 1-0. Beal has not missed one in 14 years as a pro soccer player. He is 3 for 3 on penalty kicks this year for the Aztecs, and it's 1-0 Aztecs. You know how many games the Aztecs have lost this year when they've scored the first goal? None. There's Steve David. He's got the ball again. Now he's around the man. Here comes David. Look at that. The ball is still alive, and David is really bumping into people down there. He's doing a little getting even. The game is getting rougher, my friend. Uh-oh, here come the Cosmos. They're coming down all by themselves. Quinalia, number 9, had the ball to Mifflin. Mifflin trying to get it to Pelé. The whistle blows. Offside is called. Pelé's not real pleased about it. Those are the real 3 offensive guns. Quinalia from Italy. Ramon Mifflin. And let's see where Mifflin is from. He is from Peru. And a charging foul to the Aztecs. They will form a human wall now from the spot of the foul. Outside the penalty box. This will be a direct free kick. Pelé will take it. Mifflin is talking to him about it. Pelé has the capability of curving that ball, kicking it up over there. Here it goes. It's teed up by Mifflin. Pelé tries to put it through the wall. He does not. Okay, they're out of the box now, and the Aztecs are going the other way. They're out of trouble. The Aztecs go on a penalty kick. That was not a penalty kick. That was a direct kick. Penalty kicks take place only inside the penalty box, and that was just a few yards outside. The Aztecs on the attack. The largest crowd in Los Angeles soccer history comes alive. They're Aztecs. The home team has a 1-0 lead. Phil Beal's penalty kick at the 28-13 mark. We got 14:42 to go with that 1-0 lead. Steve David has scored in 9 consecutive games, a league record. Here he goes for number 10. He scores! Oh, what a beautiful give-and-go play. Steve David sets another North American Soccer League record. He is the leading scorer, now scored in 10 consecutive games. Here goes the replay. Steve David. George Best back to David, puts him in all alone. There's George Best with the assist. It is David to Best to David. The give and go worked beautifully inside the penalty area. David makes it 2-0 at the 30-27 mark of the first period. So in less than 2 minutes, the Aztecs have scored 2 goals. Steve David says, hey, that's like picking cherries when I get a pass like that from George. And George Best continues to tear this league apart. What a pass. Now the Aztecs will probably get a little more aggressive if they need to. Ramon Mifflin. And Mifflin is carrying the brunt. Quinalia has been marked very well by the Aztecs. He hasn't managed to get loose. Pelé, well, you do what you can with Pelé. He has so much talent, you just try and keep him away. That's all you can do. Okay, it's still controlled at midfield 2-0 by the Aztecs. I remember the Aztecs trailed and won 2-0 a month ago. You do too. You saw it on the on-television network. They came back to score 4 goals in a row. This game isn't over yet. The Aztecs lead by 2. 13:49 to go in the first period. The Aztecs just moving the ball around their own end now. To the instep of George Best. Their right foot made a very talented pass to Steve David for the last goal. Charlie Cook, and he's got Pelé. He's in trouble. Pelé says, come on, I've got it. Pelé also indicating with the arms held wide that he believes the opposition checking him a little closely. The South American players tend to be very emotional, and Pelé, of course, no exception. Number 7 is Steve David from Trinidad, who just scored the goal. David, the leading scorer in the league by far and away. Number 2 is Pelé. You get 2 points for a goal in the North American Soccer League and 1 for an assist. Okay, in the danger area, it's lofted, just served into the box. Nothing comes of it, though. Beautiful defense by Terry Mancini. Has he been something today? I'll answer my own question. Yes. George Best is double teamed. Lose the ball as his tackle. The kick! Oh! What a save by Rigby. Launched by the left foot of Steve Hunt from very deep, and it didn't look like he could get much on it from there. He could. Here it comes again. Watch that kick from way out, and that would have been a goal had not Rigby gotten a hand in front of it. A lot of power in the left foot there. 2-0 Los Angeles Aztecs. Penalty kick by Beal. And then David from Best have made it 2-0. A goal kick as the Cosmos charged with putting the ball over the goal line and out of the field of play. Rigby plays it to his right. It is flipped back to him by his own defenseman. Remember, you have 4 defenders, 3 midfielders that are both offensive and defensive players. And then 3 forwards that supposedly are strictly offensive players, although today both teams have been bringing the forwards back quite a bit. There's George Best, a forward. Look how far back he is on his own 30, and the field's 110 yards long. Now we're up to midfield, the Aztecs in the white uniforms. Number 10 is Martin Cohen. Cohen to Best with number 11. Bobby McAlinden, the musical name and much ability. Now Pelé's got it. Pelé just lobs it into the box, and it's picked off by Rigby. Pelé just putting the ball into the open spot as he should. And then it's simply a race to the ball, and the sliding Aztec goaltender got there first. Ball cleared out again to Bobby McAlinden. Nobody's marking me, he says. I'll keep going. Just watch me, Charlie. Charlie's on his right. McAlinden still has it. Now he launches it forward to Steve David with the long legs, the blinding speed, and the tremendous ability to put the puck in the net. Put the ball in the net, let's make it. 2-0 Aztecs. The ball headed forward again. McAlinden's around the ball. He does not have it. Ramon Mifflin has it. The Peruvian sends it off to his right. Ball at midfield by the Cosmos. They really have not had an outstanding chance to score in this game. Coming across the 35, Pelé is number 10. This is his last appearance in Los Angeles. If you just joined us, he now joins us in being a citizen of Los Angeles. I just wish he joined us paying taxes on that $4.7 million income here in Los Angeles. He does not, however. There's Ramon Mifflin again. Mifflin to the middle of the field, and Mifflin gets it over to Garrett, another midfielder, and that's why they're called midfielders, friends and neighbors. The on-television network has got you live in the Coliseum. The ball is lobbed into the service area. Back kick is tried, foiled by Terry Mancini. He almost knows what they're going to do before they do it. They know it themselves. Incredible what number 14 has been doing here today. Bonnie Prince Charlie. Charlie Cook wears number 5 on his back, a world-class soccer player. Now he's saying, I would like the ball to be kicked over to the right to John McGrain. George Best deep in his own area, and that's unusual. Bench just launches it forward again for Steve David, and the ball headed out of trouble on a smart play by Werner Roth of the New York Cosmos. Now it's back to Bonnie Prince Charlie, as he's called in England. George Best, number 11, changes direction, puts him in Chick's popcorn machine. Now he just draws the ball back, a 2-goal lead. He's not going to worry too much about it. Over to Cook. Cook and Best can just keep the ball all day, practically. They are that good. Now Best, is he going to go? Oh, beautiful tackle. That was by Rildo. Now Best gets it back. Now he's going to be charged with knocking Pelé down. It'll be a free kick by the Cosmos. Reminder, there are still plenty of good season tickets available for all the remaining Aztec home games. Operators are on duty weekdays to assist you. Write the number down and call it on Tuesday, 373-8522. Call that number Tuesday, 373-8522. Shot by Steve David. Nice save. by the goaltender, and Messing isn't gun shy, even though he leads 2-0. I think it would have been wide, but David will take 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 shots in a game, in a good game. Okay, here we go. It's back, and the Aztecs continue to put 2 men on every New York Cosmo defender. Pelé hanging around looking for the ball. He does not get it. Again, is cleared by the defense. Charlie Cook. He's got the ball. Charlie Cook. Rildo knocks Cook away, but not the ball. Cook still has it, making a play coming into the middle. He was looking for David. He's dumped. He went over the 2 players of his own volition, though. That's not a foul. Cook found himself in midair with 2 people in green uniforms ducking out of the way. Oh, I think he got away with one. This will be a free kick for the Aztecs. Now, the Cosmos must be 10 yards away. This is a good chance to score. This is just outside the penalty area. They're now back, about 22 yards. Let's see if this is an indirect or a direct free kick. Indirect, it must touch another player first. Best looks like he's going to take it. Will he attempt to put it over the wall, through the wall, around the wall? He can kick it banana style and possibly kick it around. See what happens. No, they try us. Oh. See that? It was an offside play. Bobby Sibbald had joined the wall, and Best simply put it through the hole in the wall to Sibbald. Sibbald was home too free to be good. He was offside. Okay, it is cleared back to Shep Messing, who never seems to really kick the ball very far. He'll throw it far, but he won't kick it far. He would rather drop it off to Roth to kick it with any accuracy. He doesn't see Roth, so he forwards the ball himself up to the midfield. They'll try and deliver it into the box, into that penalty area. Maybe they'll get a penalty. There's Pelé. Tries to put it on the foot of another player. He does not. 7:14 left to play. 7:14 left to play. You begin to wonder if, since the LAPD was here, if Jack Webb is here. 7:14. That's always going to remind me of Jack Webb. I feel like almost like Joseph Heller doing stream of consciousness here. Have you noticed? 6 minutes, 56 seconds to play. The Aztecs with a 2-0 lead and playing very well, if cautiously, here in the first half. The Cosmos are having trouble getting over the loss of Franz Beckenbauer. Nobody seems to be taking charge down there. They're suffering from a little lack in leadership. Charlie Cook says, I'll give it to the Aztecs. Now Davies and Steve David are in front of the net. They're trying to control the ball in the box if they can. Davies now works it out to the side. David is in the box again. They'll try and get it in there to him. Whoop. Did the ball go all the way out of bounds? It did not. The ball was on the line. It's got to be completely over. There's Davies. He was looking for a pass, didn't get it. More fancy footwork down there by the Aztecs. That's Martin Cohen. Left foot, right foot, instep. Look at that. He's saying, I can do that too. There's David, and he tries to just let the ball go through. Doesn't quite work. Bobby McAlinden must be going to George Best's barber now. They both have almost identical haircuts from where we watch. Sometimes hard to tell them apart. Number 11 is Best. Number 8 is McAlinden. This is Jonas on television. This is coming to you live from the Coliseum. The multitudes here are roasting. You're sitting in the cool of your living room with a nice tall one, I hope. Rigby makes an easy save as the defense just let the ball go through to him. If you're at a neighbor's house and you're watching his television set, you really ought to at least supply the refreshments if you're not going to break down and subscribe yourself. I mean, holy cow. And I'll bet there are not many of you out there sitting by yourself in the living room. I bet you find you get lots of friends and neighbors when you've got Channel 52 on the on-television network. That's the way it always goes. Hope you're enjoying the game. 2-0. The Aztecs lead. The two best teams in soccer going at each other here at the Los Angeles Coliseum. Coming up to the 35-yard stripe, and the Cosmos not even attempting to mark the Aztecs, and the Aztecs end of the field. So the Aztecs say, fine, we'll just move the ball around a little. Over Davies. Rildo heads it forward. And again, number 20, that's Mike Dillon. Whoops, he almost made a mistake. Had that one been intercepted, it would have been 3-0. Rildo on the other side. Rildo wears number 23. Moraes, number 14. There's Pelé, number 10. Pelé, now a citizen of Los Angeles. Take mercy, Pelé. Whoop. There was Terry Mancini again, and a penalty is going to be called. Are they calling holding here? Oh, it is going to be a penalty kick. It's going to be a penalty kick. Let's see who they called. They called Terry Mancini for holding. Yep, Mancini got the left arm out on Pelé coming by. Pelé raised his arm, so hey, the Cosmos now have the penalty kick. And this time Bob Rigby's got to guess where that ball is going. And guess right. Okay, taking the kick is Giorgio Quinaglia. Quinaglia tees up the ball again as the referee, John Davies, looks at him. He is no relation to Ron Davies of the Aztecs. Here's Giorgio Quinaglia, number 9. Let's see what he does with a penalty kick. They'll score on these 9 out of 10. Here he comes. Oh, just barely. And I'm telling you, Rigby almost got that one. He put it under the Los Angeles goaltender. Whoa, Rigby almost short-hopped that one. He kicked it where it looked like he was going to kick it, and Rigby going for the obvious. And now it's 2-1. At 40-35 of the first half. That means 4 minutes, 25 seconds to play. It's now 2-1. Penalty kick by Quinaglia. So a penalty kick by Los Angeles is Beal. A penalty kick by Quinaglia of New York. And the difference now, the goal by Steve David, the record-shattering goal that made it 2-0 at the time, now makes it 2-1. 4:10 now to play in the first half. The Cosmos against the Aztecs, and this ought to give the Cosmos a little more life. Oh, here's Rildo from Brazil. He played with Pelé. Is he looking for him? Nope, it's intercepted by the Aztecs. He was looking for him. Charlie Cook, number 5, he can control the ball. There's George Best on the opposite side, where he normally plays, over on the left. Best makes a cut to his left. He's at the 35 yards from the goal. Fakes a pass. Now he gets it to Steve David. David is looking for Davies. Davies has the ball knocked out of the box by the Cosmos. You figure if you keep the ball out of the box, the other team will have to score on a low percentage shot. They can still score, but it'll have to be on a long one. Okay, that's Steve Hunt, number 11. Now coming down is number 20. And he misses the pass. Mike Dillon just put it out of reach of the Cosmos there. So now a free kick, a goal kick by the Cosmos. Thank you very much. This is Bob Rigby. Rigby now can do whatever he wants, and he chooses to kick it himself. He gets it off to the side. The field is 70 yards wide. The goal 8 yards wide. So you figure if you get it 31 yards away from trouble off to the side, you're in pretty good shape. Here's Mancini up forward for him as a defender. He gets it to Best, and Mancini retreats. Best, who's been all over the field, drops back, takes it again, controls. Now he'll move it way over to the right. He's looking for McGrain. McGrain drops it back for Beal. Beal forward, looking for David, who went way off the mark. Rildo has it. Rildo centers it. Now the Cosmos come the other way. There's Ramon Mifflin. Mifflin sends it over to Quinaglia. Quinaglia on the right to Hunt. And Hunt's try is thwarted by the Aztecs. Imagine how talented these men are with their feet. Do you know how many youngsters are playing? I mean, both boys and girls are playing soccer in the Los Angeles area. Right now, registered over 50,000. You don't think this country is going to be a power in soccer within about 7 to 10 years? Better think again. Now, the Aztecs are being booed by the crowd because they sent the ball back to Bob Rigby in a very conservative style rather than sending it forward up the field with Pelé in the area. Pelé sends it forward, but it's knocked out of there by McGrain and then knocked out of bounds entirely by Phil Beal. Now Pelé will pass the ball in, 2 hands over the head. Who is he looking for? No, he decides he won't. Hands it off to Rildo, his teammate from Santos in Brazil. Rildo gets it in to Ramon, but Mifflin can't get it. Knocked out of the way by McGrain. And they say, McGrain, that was an We've got 1 minute and 30 seconds to play in the first half. The Aztecs with a penalty kick by Beal and a goal by Steve David lead 2-1. The last goal, Quinaglia's penalty kick. The Aztecs are stalling for time. 1 minute and 17 to go. 45 minutes to go in the second half. During halftime, Terry Fisher, the Aztecs coach, and something we videotaped, is going to tell you about this great game of soccer. You'll find he looks like John Denver. He's not. He's the young coach of the Aztecs. There's Pelé, number 10. And when he's got it, look out. Mancini anticipated, though. He knocks the ball down over to Best. Steve David runs right past it. He says, go ahead, McAlinden, you take it. He says, okay, nobody's marking me. McAlinden leaves the ball now to Charlie Cook, the veteran. Cook launches it to Davies, tries to head it toward the net. He does. McAlinden comes in to kick it. He's got somebody in the way, tries to push him out of the way. He's not called. Tackle missed by McAlinden. That's Ramon Mifflin, number 15, very stocky. Number 7 is Tony Field. Tony Field gets it up the Coliseum field. Okay, now the man to look for is number 10, Pelé, the Black Pearl from Santos in Brazil. Here's the shot over the crossbar, and Bob Rigby realizes it. They were trying to just put the ball in the area where Pelé could launch those 36-year-old legs up into the air and head it into the net. The clock has run out. At the end of the first period of play, the score is the Los Angeles Aztecs 2 and the New York Cosmos 1. And I really think we're going to see a much more wide-open game in the second half. The largest crowd in the history, I'm sure, of Los Angeles soccer is being sun-baked here in the Coliseum. Hope you're enjoying it from the coolness of your living room. You got a nice tall one poured, and you'll be with us the rest of the afternoon as the On Television Network puts you live into the Los Angeles Coliseum for the biggest soccer event in the history of the city. The scoring got underway after really an underwhelming first half hour of play. Phil Beal took the penalty kick when Steve David was knocked down inside the penalty area. Beal, who has not missed a penalty kick in his 14-year career. Can you believe that? He didn't miss that one either. He's 3 for 3 this year. He put it in at 28-13. That made it 1-0, the Los Angeles Aztecs. Then, less than 2 minutes later, at 30-27, Steve David on a give-and-go play. He gave the ball to George Best. Best slipped it by 2 men to give it back to David at 30-27, made it 2-0. And then Giorgio Quinala made it 2-1 on a penalty kick at the 40-35 mark, and that's where we stand. During our last soccer telecast, Aztec coach Terry Fisher explained some of the basic rules and the terminology used in the game of soccer. Since we received an awful lot of positive response to that segment, we thought we'd show it again for those of you who may be watching their very first soccer game and would like a further explanation of some of soccer rules. Take it away, Terry Fisher.
During the past 12 months, 7 officers of the Los Angeles Police Department performed a life-saving act of extreme heroism above and beyond the line of duty. These officers chose to place their own lives on the line in voluntary efforts to preserve the lives of their fellow human beings. Their actions were exhaustively investigated and recognized by the police department when recently during the National Police Week. Each officer was presented with the Department's Powerful Award and a Medal of Valor.
Don't worry, there was no one coming in. I told you I watched it. I'm a man. One thing we need to know about me.
So on, especially on duty and out of town. The other 6 are with us today. The Los Angeles Aztecs are proud to welcome and introduce you to the 1970 recipients of the Medal of Valor. 4 officers on separate occasions saved the lives of 6 men, women, and children, victims of the incidents of traffic accidents. They had been trapped helplessly by intense fire and enemy with a fiercely burning vehicle, facing almost certain death. Each of those victims is alive today thanks to the courage, humanity, and presence of mind of Officer Victor Romero. Officer Aubrey F. Ginsberg. Officer Isaiah Williams, Jr. And Officer John Martidio. Following the robbery.
That you can just kind of hold on to. I'll tell you what, see if you can grab Elton. Mike Boyle's got Elton apparently down in the tunnel.
Right here. Right here wearing the white hat. He's right here wearing a white hat. They want any kind of a mic? Thank you, Terry Fisher. That's the man who coaches the Aztecs, as videotaped early. And I said before that he looks a little bit like John Denver. I have a man with me who looks an awful lot like Elton John. And behind me, the LAPD motorcycle drill team. Are they coming to get you or me? The reason he looks like Elton John is because he is Elton John, part owner of the Aztecs. So the obvious question, Elton, other than welcome, is how did the world's foremost entertainer, based 9,000 miles away, become involved with a soccer team in Los Angeles?
Well, the people that got the Aztecs together approached me to sort of do some publicity for soccer in America in general, and for the Aztecs, because I sort of regard LA as my hometown in America. So I actually support all the LA teams, and I thought it would be great that we could have a team in Los Angeles. And as you can see, it's grown. I mean, last year we were playing in El Camino, and now look at the crowd today. It's gradually growing and growing and growing. It's fantastic.
It certainly is. My spies tell me you had something to do with getting a fellow named George Best to come out of retirement and play for Los Angeles. True?
I don't think I can take hardly any credit for that, but I know George knew I was involved with, with the club, and he came out here. I'm so glad. It was great for him, because George came out of retirement, came out here, got himself fit, and then went back to play in English soccer as well. And he's, I think it's improved him as a player. It's incredible.
My spies tell me that Elton John, had he not become a musician, might have been a soccer player himself. Pretty good soccer player, right?
Not really.
Oh, now come on.
No, bad eyesight. No, I always had to wear glasses. I never played that well at soccer. I always played, but no, I wouldn't. My cousin used to be a very good soccer player. My whole family, good soccer players, played in the English Cup final, etc. But no, I would have made a better tennis player than a soccer player.
May I congratulate you on the outrageous orange outfit for the Aztecs colors.
Thank you. Someone said it was pink. If that is pink, then my eyesight must be worse than it is. I think it is. No, this is Aztecs uniform. I'm saving up for the bottom half of it. Times are bad.
Elton, let me ask you, have you had any thoughts of redesigning the Aztec uniforms, knowing your flair for color and style?
No, I think it's good to establish a colour for a club, and now this club is getting to be successful. We're top of the league. Then I think we should stick with the colours that it started out with, because then people sort of get to know. It's a good identifying sort of thing to look at. The orange and white, so it's the Aztecs.
I was thinking how much Elton John and George Best remind me of each other. George Best brings out the best in Steve David and other players. Have you ever heard Kiki D sound any better than Don't Go Breaking My Heart? Have you ever heard Neil Sedaka sound any better than on Bad Blood? Elton John does exactly for the world of music what George Best does for soccer, and I think it's only right that you two should be linked somehow.
Well, it's not. I'm knocked out. Let's have someone like Charlie Cook as well. Come over from England. The whole team, I mean, it's the first time I've seen them this year because I have a soccer club in England too, and which I'm chairman of, and that takes up a lot of my time. But you can already see the difference between the Aztecs this year and the Aztecs last year. I'm very excited for them.
Elton John, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you when would be the next time we could see you live in concert in Los Angeles?
I doubt if you'll see me before 1979.
Had to ask. There are a lot of people out there who would like to know. Elton John, thank you so much. Elton, the part owner of the Aztecs.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.
Elton John, thank you very much, sir. Okay, you know, on any soccer club, defense is awfully important, and you've seen Terry Mancini excel at defense in the first half. So we said to Terry Mancini, please give us some of the tips for playing that good defense.
Perfect. Only a disaster could prevent Gene from winning his first major championship since his remarkable recovery from cancer. Think of what he must be feeling.
You know, being told that you have cancer is...
Across the field now, along with Billy Michelot. John McGrain and I think Ken Whitehead.
Yeah. I would have to feel, Gil, that the Aztecs have had to have a good talk in the dressing room at half-time because and they're not controlling the midfield. They're very, very shaky in the back, and Dallas have looked definitely the more dangerous side. I think that we might be able to get Steve David a little bit more loose if Desi Backus can come up more, and if Bobby McAlinden maybe could move up into an attacking role, because they're marking him very tightly with Thompson back there and Petcher, who are doing quite a good job on David and blocking him out, and there's no way they seem to be able to get him released.
Incidentally, the Aztecs have never won in Dallas since the series begun.
Well, they're due.
Overdue.
Overdue.
All right, the Dallas Tornado now, after the Aztecs had the opening kickoff, trying to volley it about, passing over to Hinton on the near side at midfield. Hinton ahead to Kyle Rote into the penalty area, but Bob Rigby comes out, rolls it off to the left. Over to Ani Mahavlich. Mahavlich starting down the left side, coming into the middle third of the field, and then plays a long ball ahead to Des Bacos. Bacos getting by one man, drives it in and across the mouth of the goal and all the way over into the far corner where it goes out of bounds. Did it go over the sideline or over the end line? I think it's over the goal line, so it'll be a goal kick for Dallas.